Welcome back to the Not Cute Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I am recapping episode 4 of P-Valley. Shit got real. We all know what we're really here to talk about, but we have to recap the whole episode for context, so we will get there. It's finally Mercedes' last dance. She's, planning her retirement from the bank. People are driving from near and far. It is a function. It is an event. It is a situation. I'm happy for her. Her retirement plan, her escape plan is to purchase a gym for her girls, her dancers, her cheerleaders, her majorettes, to practice and to flourish as performers. And the realtor lets her know, listen, people are buying up property really quickly, so you're gonna have to put this down payment down quick, fast, and in a hurry. And you also may want to reconsider your pricing model. And this calls into question number 1. Obviously, people are buying up a lot of real estate around this area because they're anticipating this casino coming. And it's going to be really expensive in a little bit. The other thing that it makes me think about is how when you yourself have access to money and you want to create a better situation or opportunity or something like this gym for the people in your community, you also need for it to be profitable for yourself. You got to keep the lights on. So I felt for Mercedes, when her, her intention is just to create space for these girls, and to have to charge them, what did that realtor say, $250 a month? Child, I wish I would have told my mom I wanted to do something that cost $250 a month. She would have looked at me like I was fully drunk. So now Mercedes has to, as she has been doing, she has to press her mom to get this $20,000 loan that she gave her, so that the church could get their loan approved, and put a push pin in that. So it looks like Autumn is trying to improve her dance skills. She's trying to get a little bit of training from Gidget, and I'm gonna say she's struggling, but she's doing better than I could, okay? The upper body strength, the flexibility, things I don't have that well. So good for you, Autumn. So Autumn is also leaning deep into this money laundering scheme that she has, where she's wiring money from whatever bank account for this ID that she has, and she's just putting on different terrible ass wigs, and then depositing the money as claiming it as if it's her earnings from the strip club. And I'm just like, this town is this big, the state is only this big. Wherever you're going, you're gonna get caught and you're gonna go to jail, okay? You're gonna go to jail. I also want to make mention of the confrontation she had with Andre, where her and Andre really got into it. And it's interesting how, as much as a dude might be really into you or enamored with you, they're never gonna let you forget what they actually think of you. So the way that he came at her, and to be fair, he felt like he was used and, tossed aside, sure. But when he said the thing about the kid, and she said that her kid was gone, girl, where is it gone? Is the baby dead? Do you know for sure that the baby is dead? Is that one of the bodies that she confirmed was dead when she was calling? Was that a morgue? What is Autumn's story? I need a little bit more. Is that baby actually dead, and is she responsible for that baby's death? I got questions. So put a push pin in that till next time. Mercedes' mom, a tragedy in and of itself. I don't know if you guys know, but in very traditional Southern churches, women are not allowed to preach. So that he even gave her the impression that she was going to have the opportunity to be a guest pastor or to actually do more than just the offering service was some bullshit. And once again, the hypocrisy of church, the hypocrisy of Southern Baptist or whatever churches, where you tell people, to go out and get the best of what God has for you, but you as an institution don't even give women fair opportunity within your church. I call bullshit. And the way that pastor manhandled her, it would have been some furniture moving in that church. Y'all gotta fight. So I was hoping that this was gonna give her the motivation to, or help her to realize that the church isn't all that you think it is. These people are using you for what your daughter can do for them. Not even what you can do for them, but for what your daughter, who they judge, can do for them. And I was hoping that she would have this just like awakening. We'll get back to it. So I also thought that it was really funny. The opening scene, this guy was having this whole conversation with Mississippi about how she shouldn't be doing this, whatever. And it's always really interesting to me how the very guys who slut shame women are the very guys who beg to be with those women. I see it on Twitter all the time. And it's like, you're only talking bad about these women because these women don't actually want you. It's lame nigga syndrome. Like, okay, sure. And then when we fast forward to later that night, he's still in the club, like throwing money, even though he got kicked out. And of course, here comes Diamond to the rescue. He forced the guy to hand Mississippi the money like the lady that she should be treated like, regardless of whether she's shaking her ass for money. People still deserve to be treated with respect in their workplaces. Hello. Unless you have paid to be disrespected, and that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. So Mississippi made me really, really sad. This episode when she and Mercedes were talking about that guy did get to Mississippi, and she started to wonder, like, maybe this is something that I shouldn't be doing. And I hate when insecure people, I won't even just say men, I'm working on not being sexist. I hate when insecure people can plant seeds of doubt in other people who are insecure in certain areas, and you're just kind of like spreading around insecurity and low self-esteem. Let it stop with you, honey. You ain't got to tell nobody that. Like, you do not have to project your insecurity onto everybody else in the world. It's not cute. It's not fun. It ages you. Leave people alone. But when Mississippi said, I'm only pretty, I'm not like you, Mercedes, I'm only pretty, that's my only skill, that broke my heart, because that does kind of explain why maybe she's staying in this abusive relationship, because she doesn't feel like she has anything to offer to the world, to anybody else. So I think we're really getting some character development with Mississippi, because the night of Mercedes' last dance, I mean, people came from near and far. Even her homeboy with the ankle bracelet somehow got that worked out and was there to support her. I do want to know some backstory about them, because he seems to be like a significant person in her life. Is that her brother? Is that her cousin? Is that her former lover? Was he friends with her baby daddy? Like, who is this man? Drop down in the comments and let me know if you guys caught on to like who he was. It sounded a little bit familial, and then this level of protectiveness that he had for her. That's something that I just like to see. I like to see Black women being protected no matter what their identity is. So Mercedes finally gets a call back from her mom after she has been hounding her, to run her coin that belongs to her. So she finally hears back from her mom. She runs out the club, goes to meet the realtor to let her know, meets the realtor at this gym that she's hoping to buy today. And she's like, my mom will be here with the check. And come to find out, Mercedes' mom actually purchased the gym. And for a split second, I'm like, oh, her mom actually did a nice thing for her, because she finally realized that these people in this church don't actually care about her. And no, she took this woman's money, and under the guise of, I was led by the Spirit, the Lord told me to steal your money and start my own church. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. My mom is, I would not say my best friend, but my mom and I are very close. We have an amazing relationship, so I cannot fathom my mom doing anything like that to me. So I also can't fathom putting my hands on my mom, but I 100% support Mercedes putting her hands on her mom. What I hate is that it ruined her last night. It ruined her big night. This was supposed to be a huge moment for her, and you could even tell that she had a bit of apprehension about leaving when she had the conversation with Uncle Clifford and was like, if you need me to stay, I'll stay. I think that she was secretly hoping he would tell her to. I don't think that she's actually really ready to go, especially, this was after the realtor, gave her this ultimatum of like, spots are going fast. And Uncle Clifford was like, this is it, So I really felt for her that she didn't get to have this moment, but who did get to have a big moment that night was Mississippi and Lil Murda. First of all, so Lil Murda, they had been hinting, I think, a bit at the relationship between Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford. And they finally consummated that relationship, and shouts out to Stars for normalizing gay sex between men. Mississippi, when they figured out that Mercedes was not actually going to be there to dance and the crowd was not happy, Mississippi stepped up and said, I'll do it. And she did amazing. I almost kind of think that Mississippi might be more talented than Mercedes, but just Mercedes has more confidence to get out there and get it. So I was actually really happy for both of them. I hate that Lil Murda's friend kind of gay bashed him. I think someone has caught on to the fact that Lil Murda is bi or gay. They haven't specified because we haven't seen him with a woman, so I don't know if he's gay or if he's bi, but his friend called him a punk basically when Mercedes' homeboys kind of came at him quite aggressively, and I guess his homeboy wanted him to swing on him, but it's just like, honey, read the room. Ain't nobody about to fight this many people. And the guy, Mercedes' homeboy, made Lil Murda so nervous, he didn't even want to ask Mercedes if she would dance to his song as her feature. So I felt bad for Lil Murda because I feel like he really just wants to make it but has like no idea what he's doing. And it seems like maybe he's taking on this persona of being this like real hard thug dude in order to mask the fact that he is gay or bi. Character development, hoping to learn a little bit more about his origin story. And he ends up getting into a fight with his homeboy because his homeboy wants to swing, which again, I understand the inclination, but this evening isn't about you. And y'all don't need to get jumped by these men who are obviously like OGs and will probably take y'all out the game, keep it cute. So his friend, tells him like, based on what I heard, you are, you out here. So instead of having an adult conversation, he naturally swings on him. He gets kicked out of the club, and as his song is playing, he's crying but trying to stop himself from crying. And it's like, man, let yourself feel these emotions. I really hate that black men don't feel more safe or more comfortable showing emotion, and especially with this man where he clearly has something that he's trying to hide. So here comes Uncle Clifford to comfort him. We'll take it. Curious to see where that relationship is gonna go. It looks like Andre is really having a hard time between the investors giving him 2 weeks to figure something out about the Pank, and the Pank is almost like in foreclosure. They're underwater, and this white investor is like, who gives a shit, just get them out of there. I think a part of Andre really doesn't want to leave Uncle Clifford high and dry, but it doesn't look like he's gonna really get the opportunity to do much for them. And now the girls are aware that there's a casino coming, and they're concerned about what the future of the club is, and I too am concerned about what the future of the club is. I think we've been seeing gentrification our whole lives, especially me being from Atlanta. I am visiting right now, seeing areas that were not great and now having $1 million, $500,000, $700,000 homes where the people who lived in that neighborhood can no longer afford them does make you really sad. And I think Andre really needs to ask himself exactly what Autumn asked him. What really do you think this casino can or will do for the black people in this community besides possibly push them out? So this episode gave us a lot. I'm devastated for Mercedes. I think she should have snatched her mama's wig off and possibly shoved it down her throat. I'm disgusted by that woman. I don't understand how you can watch your child suffer or be a part of your child suffering for your own selfish reasons, and especially because you call yourself a Christian. I really don't like that woman. I'm worried for what this means for Mercedes. Is she gonna go back to stripping? If I was Mercedes, I might just start my life all over again in Atlanta. But then, I don't know, maybe you have to build up a whole new clientele. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Drop down the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know what you think is gonna happen. Clearly Mercedes and her mama both going to jail, but we'll see what happens after that. So let me know any predictions you guys have. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and thank you for joining me again, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.